Hello, my name is Andy Berry, Vice President of Logistics for Stutsman. It all started with a man in a truck. And for the past 90 years, it's been our mission to serve for the success of each and every one of our customers. In that spirit, we're going to start a monthly program which will bring you insights into the marketplace from a truckload and logistics perspective. As a diverse company for the last 90 years, with both asset and asset-light divisions, we hope that these insights are valuable to you when making decisions when it comes to your transportation needs. One of the first indicators that we review is the truckload spot market. Where is it heading? Where are the rates? And how much truckload spot market freight is out there? The fourth quarter saw a slight increase year over year in that spot market business and a slight increase year over year in rate. Seasonally adjusted, it was just barely over 2023. But of course, many of you saw some fairly hefty rate increases towards the holidays in the end of December and on into January. I would suspect that comes back down to earth in mid-January and moving forward. From what we've been able to tell through the first part of this year, rates are beginning to rebound, if you will, and come back down to a more reasonable number, and I would expect that to continue. The spot market loads in general have continued to remain slightly higher than 2023, and if that continues, we would expect to see some tightening in the marketplace, maybe down the road into February and on into Q2. One of the next leading indicators that we focus on is the load tender rejections and what percent they are at. December showed the highest percentage of load tender rejections in over 2 years at 10.1% on December 22nd. This indicates a bit of a tightening of demand. It all comes back to the supply and demand. Supply of equipment versus the demand from our customers. Of course, you expect to see a bit of a seasonal spike because of the holidays and on through the first of the year, but we would expect that demand spike to lighten up through January, while the supply has remained fairly steady over the course of that time. The last metric this month that we'd like to discuss is the classic truckload cycle. We hit the bottom of this cycle early in 2023, and we've begun a rebalancing process since that time. What's driving that? What do we expect moving forward? So as you review the truckload cycle, we've moved past that bottoming phase where you saw loose capacity, the pricing power really with the shipper at that time. If I had to guess, we're somewhere around 630, right? So we're just in the very early stages of the recovery phase, if you will, into 2025. You'll start to see capacity slowing, some declines in availability from a trucking perspective. That tightening begins. You may start to see some driver shortages, or we would see those driver shortages continue to increase. And that will begin to see and move the rate pressure forward. A lot of experts believed that would happen late in 2024. And everything that I saw into 2025 back in the fourth quarter really indicated a large increase, upwards of 20% towards the end of the year of 2025. That has evaporated over the course of the last 60 days. Every leading metric that I pay attention to now that shows this classic truckload cycle, as well as the indices that we see in the marketplace today, are showing a much flatter increase in rates over the course of the next 12 months than what we were originally thinking there would be. Today, and looking at the large RFPs that we've been executing over the last 30 days, we have continued to see very static or flat rates over that time. And I think in order to be competitive, folks are going to continue to come in with fairly flat rates. That doesn't mean we won't see seasonal spikes as we always do. It also doesn't mean that we won't see some territorial type increases in different parts of the marketplace. But in general, Those 20, 30, 40 cent rate per mile increases that we were expecting this year are now looking like they may be 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 cent per mile rate increases depending on length of haul and different factors in the industry. The insights we've discussed this month are just a few of the leading indicators that we review here at Stutsman's on a regular basis. In the coming months, you'll get a chance to review more information from my colleagues and as they introduce themselves to your organization. I just hope that this information is helpful to you and your team. And please, I'm encouraging everyone to reach out if you have questions and where we gather our information from and how we utilize this information when making decisions that are going to help your business and help our partnerships in the future. Thank you so much.